All right, what's up, guys? I really don't know where to start. Let's see. Like I said, I was born and raised in Fresno, California, and then from that point, went to college here. We both played ball at Fresno State. Obviously, I'm a whole lot older than he is. I graduated high school in 2008. Played until about December 2012 was my last year. Started working at my guy Kevin Jordan has a group home here in Fresno, so we started working there when I had graduated. Got out of that when I found in about 2014. No, it was about the same year because then I had got into.
You won the Mountain West Championship.
We won the Mountain West Championship. Yes.
Two of them or one of them?
We won one. So my senior year was Coach DeRuiter's first year at Fresno State.
Did they win again after that?
And then they won again after that the year I left.
Okay, so the year you left is the year I was like, oh man, I'm coming to Fresno State.
Yeah, so we went on a climb and we freaking got everybody, built all that interest. And then they brought in a bunch of slaps.
1-11. 1-11.
But yeah, so we, played there, went to go work at the group home. Some way or another, I found my way in education as an instructional aide. When I had my son we had our son about 2014, was kind of doing that. And got to a point I was probably, making about $2,200 a month or something like that. And so I worked 3 jobs, man. I worked at the school as an instructional assistant. And then from that point, I would fly to Sanger because I worked after school program, and I'd work that from 3 to 6. And then I did a security job from 9 to 3 in the morning.
I didn't know about this. That's
yeah. So I did that for probably about 3 years. It's crazy. And we had moved in with my mother, my in-laws and stuff like that. When I had got out of the group home and I started working at the school, we moved in with my in-laws when me and my wife found out we were having our son. And so we stayed there. I was working at 3 jobs. And then when I got signed my contract to become a teacher, that was 2016.
Okay.
And at that point, teaching had covered all 3 jobs, pretty much what I made at all 3 jobs. So it allowed me to stop working so many jobs because teaching pretty much did that. I was a special education teacher, got hired on what we call as a STIP. So it's pretty much like an emergency credential. You have your bachelor's degree, but you don't have your teaching credential yet. So I know here, I don't know if it's just a California thing. You can teach, we got some of the strictest teaching laws, policies and stuff like that. So it allowed me to start teaching pretty much before I finished my teaching credential. And then I ran into the CSET, which is pretty much a test that you must pass in order to continue with your credential program. So you can take up to 3 classes in your credential program. And then after that, you have to complete a test called the CSET in order to continue, right? Again, this test had nothing to do with what type of teacher you were. It was really like it was a bunch of crap, to be honest with you. I took it 10 times, man, couldn't pass it. Couldn't pass it. Started stressing, man. I think I had my first mental breakdown. I think when I finally realized I was pretty much going to lose my job. They weren't going to be able to continue to let me teach my own classroom if I wasn't able to pass my test. So pretty much, I know the district had called my school site, and they had told them like, hey, you got to get out the classroom. And my site, thank God for them, man. They did a lot for me in that time, but like I said, it was just so stressful, pretty much. And then I remember being at home during Christmas break, right? Because I got pulled out of my classroom October of 2018. And then as a substitute teacher, obviously you only get paid for the days that you work. So if anyone's familiar with education, in right now, like November, we get 2 weeks. Well, it's different because of COVID, but you get 2 weeks off for Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas, you get 3 weeks off.
So you get like a week of work.
So you get like a week of work, right? And so I already knew that, shit was going to get bad, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I got my bachelor's degree in criminology. I had wanted to do CHP or be a cop or, whatever it may be to kind of make some money. But if you guys are familiar with law enforcement, it takes 6 months as a hiring process.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that I was going to be, we're sitting in December, there was nothing that I was going to be able to get into that would have paid me fast enough to take care of our bills.
Yeah.
And so I remember, man, I'm just at home and I'm laying in bed, you know, just kind of trying to get lost into something, you know what I mean? Just trying to escape from kind of reality of what was going on. And then I was watching Breakfast Club. Of all things, I was watching Breakfast Club, man. And this guy, Mark Whitten, got on there and he started talking about just minorities and creating some type of wealth and how we constantly put ourselves in a trap of taking out all these loans and going to school and then spending your whole life paying it all off. And then it's just a vicious cycle, right? Your kids, you know, they're born, you ain't got no money because you're paying off all your debt.
All that student loan debt for a job that doesn't make you enough money to even pay off the loans.
Yep. And so I'm just watching that, and he started talking about real estate and wholesaling, and I was like, man, what's this you kind of talking about? I looked into it a little bit more and found Max Maxwell, and I remember I just in my mind it was enough that it was enough that I needed to kind of, you know, have faith and to kind of just try it. And so I told myself January 1st, 2019, that I was going to hit the ground running. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but at that point, man, I had two kids at that time.
Right.
I had two kids at that time. You know, I had a family, man. And so I had no choice really but to trust what I was hearing, trust what I was seeing, and just trust my gut on kind of if I believed that it was real or not. And that's kind of how I got into real estate, man.